Hey guys, it's Kelsey, and this is going to be the first video that I'm not showing with a video cam in the front, in the top right hand corner. But that's because I've been a bit under the weather lately and have had a really bad cold. It seems to be just that time of the year, and everyone's getting sick. So I wanted to keep off the camera for this one. But this video is primarily going to be about the new updates coming out in RuneScape, and as a player that's been playing since 2004, I think it was good for me to do my opinion on this one because I'm not too happy with these updates. Now, no matter what Jagex says, you can't make everyone happy, but the problem with me is that these polls are passing phenomenally, which is kind of shocking to me. So Dragon Slayer 2, yeah, I think new quests are really great to have in the game, especially a Grandmaster quest. But I'm kind of surprised that they're doing it with Dragon Slayer, because Dragon Slayer is very nostalgic and was one of the very beginning quests ever introduced in the game, and it's the hardest free-to-play quest available. And it's just kind of odd to put a 2 at the end of it because it's so iconic and kind of like its own thing. I can understand a Desert Treasure 2 or another elf quest, considering that Menphanos is still completely empty on the map, and so is the elf area. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, hopefully I can bring this up. So if you look on the map, Menphanos is completely empty. So basically Desert Treasure 2 has been available and they haven't touched anything to it. The next thing is going to be the elf section, a quest section. This area is completely unavailable to old school RuneScape players. I think it is in RS3, but I have no idea to know what about RS3 because I don't play it. So that's like my opinion is that, you know, we have Zaya, Menphanos, and pretty much these major elf areas that need to have quests included in them. And they're doing this with Dragon Slayer 2, which I think is really odd. We should add on to Zaya, Fossil Island, and other things first before we start bringing out this major content. Another big thing is that the servers have been really shit lately. It's been absolutely horrible. I've been lagging out like crazy, and so have members of my clan. So I think that the servers should be the #1 priority before they bring out new content. We just had Fossil Island come out, and Grotesque Guardians were supposed to come out, but they said that they need more time to work on it. I also feel like this content will be really rushed. Another bad thing about this is that I don't really mind the Mist Guild, and I don't really mind a new quest, but I think it's kind of weird that they're incorporating this into Dragon Slayer 2. Another thing is that this cape with unlimited teleports. I think we already have enough unlimited teleports in the game, and it's being a little bit OP, but that's not really that much of a major concern. If it's something a little fun in the game, I can understand that. Super anti-fire potions, which basically protect you against dragon fire for a whole 2 minutes. This is a major problem for me. I feel like this is going to make old dragon fire dead content, including the dragon fire shield, and basically the Dragon Slayer quest. I think it's saying, and it's also way too OP, being able to go to KVD and camp it and not get hit by fire at all, be able to use blowpipe and twisted bow and all things like that is extremely overpowered. And I feel like this is just dead content they're trying to throw in the game, and I think it's going to really make the Dragon Fire Shield useless. It's going to make a whole bunch of things useless, and it's going to make bossing and dragons way too easy. I understand it takes 92 Herbler, but I mean, come on guys, this is going to be a huge deal to the market, and it isn't really necessary. I feel like they're just looking for new things to add to the games. I don't think you should be able to camp KBD and not get hit at all, and be able to use a blowpipe or a god sword, a god sword and two-handed weapon. That just seems way too overpowered to me and seems like a bunch of RS3 content. We're going to go down here with Wrath Altar and new runes. I don't feel like it's necessary to bring new runes in the game, okay? I think rune crafting, it would be nice to have some spice, but come on, we don't need Wrath runes. I don't feel like that's necessarily something needed. I feel like they're just looking for content to add to the game. If this did come out, I wouldn't be that disappointed, and I would kind of understand the purpose behind it. This is just a personal opinion here, and that's a no. And it's just not because I think it's going to be dead content or anything like that. It's just because I just don't approve of it on a personal level. If you approve of it, no problem. It's kind of cool, but I just don't think it's necessary. The next thing we have here is we're going on to surge spells and all that with the Wrath Runes. I don't think it's going to be that great. Maybe for PKers, but I don't think it's necessary. When you start getting the 80 magics and 90 magics, you use Ancients anyway. So they want to bring out this new boss, which I think is absolutely awesome. I think if they did bring out new quests like this, they should bring out a major boss. And I think that major boss should drop something like the Dragon Plate Body or Dragon Kite Shield. But they're wanting it to drop the ranged Visage, and I don't agree with that at all. I don't think if he should be dropped from a boss, because the Visages now are dropped from Wyverns. They're not dropped from bosses. I mean, they can be dropped from KBD, but I think you should also have other dragons, like maybe admin ruin dragons, that drop this Visage as well, and not just the boss. I don't think they should bring in these superior dragon bones. I think it's making other dragon bones dead content. I think it's just bringing in something that's not necessary. They're wanting to do it for the potions. I don't think this is really necessary, guys. I think it's just putting too much crap in the game. That's also a personal opinion. The dragon bolts unfinished. I don't mind too much about the bolts, but what I really worry about is they're going to bring out Dragon Crossbow when we already have the Dragon Hunter's Crossbow. I thought the Dragon Hunter's Crossbow was the Dragon Crossbow, so I'm really confused with what the hell Jagex wants. So no, I don't think they should bring out the Dragon Crossbow. I think the Dragon Hunter's Crossbow suffices in game. The Wrath Talisman, like I said, I'm not okay with the Wrath Runes. And this Dragon Bow necklace with the +6 prayer, I don't feel like that's really that necessary in game. If you want it to be something that the boss drops, cool, but I don't think it's going to be really that significant. I think the boss drop other things. The Skeletal Visage, I think it would be cool to have a ranged Visage, but I think they're kind of trying to rush this content. We just came out with Fossil Island. Let's take a little step back and really think about how we're going to get this Visage, and I don't think it should be just from the boss. I think it should be also dropped from another type of Wyvern, like a Desert Wyvern or something really cool, which they could have incorporated into Desert Treasure Part 2, but, you know, that's just me. I mean, Wyverns made out of sand, that'd be badass, but they kind of want to go things on a different way and have this boss drop it. Another thing is the new accumulator. Completely disagree with this. I don't think it's necessary. You're making something better than the 99 range cape, which already the accumulator has better range bonus than the range cape, which makes no sense to me at all. It's called the Ava's Assembler. I don't think this is necessary, and I think the best in slot should most of the time, I think, be the range cape, 99 range cape. But I mean, if this is something people really wanted, then yes, have the new boss drop it. This is not a big deal to me. The big deal to me is the Dragon Crossbow, the new bones, and the new anti-fires. Moving on, Admit and Rune Dragons. Steel Dragons are already a bitch to kill. I can't even imagine how hard, you know, Rune and Admit would be. Mithril would take a really long time. I think that would be, if they're going to bring Admit and Rune Dragons, if they're going to do it with the Dragon Slayer Part 2 quest, that would be the place to go. I don't really like having a Dragon Slayer Part 2, but it is understandable how they want these Admit and Rune Dragons. Basically, then it's going to the Dragon Crossbow. I don't know if there's anything I really missed besides the Dragon Kite Shield and the Dragon Body, or Plate Body, which I think is weird that that's dropped from the Admit and Rune Dragons. I think it would be a little bit cooler if they were dropped from bosses. I also think that they should keep that in 2 separate updates. They should bring out the Plate Body and then the Kite Shield or whatever. I just feel like having all of this content, they're having these new bones, these new anti-fires, these new Visage, this new accumulator, this new Kite Body, this new Plate Body, this new this, and this. It's just way too much. Like, slow down, Jagex. This is old school RuneScape. We want to keep it old school RuneScape. We want to keep it nostalgic. And I think that's a really big problem, is they're rushing this content. They haven't even come out with the Grotesque Guardians yet, which they said they were going to come out with, like, what, a month ago? I don't think there's anything that I really want to go in more depth with. I do really like the Cove idea and aspect with free-to-play to be able to access it. I really like that. I think I really like having a little cove and a bank down there would be a great idea. We don't have any bank near that area. It's just kind of empty, and I think that cove would be neat. And I think if we're going to do a new quest, that would be a neat place to do a quest. I don't think it would need to be a Grandmaster quest or anything. I don't know. I know there's nothing here on the map, but it's just kind of weird how they, like, I don't know why they have it black instead of just, like, into the water's edge. But, like, this cove here would be cool. That whole myth guild I'm not really big about. But I want to know what y'all's thoughts are. I'm a really avid player. I had a main account before I had an iron and all that. I'm just really kind of concerned about this new content, and a lot of it does seem like it's going the RS3 route, and a lot of it seems, I don't know, I liked Fossil Island. It wasn't that great, but it wasn't that bad either. Let me know what y'all think about this. It really concerns me, and I think it doesn't really help that I have a cold while this new polling session's going on. I think Jagex is trying to rush way too much into one patch, and I don't think if they're going to do a quest, I don't think they should do Dragon Slayer 2. I think it should be like Desert Treasure 2 or a new Elf quest. I think Dragon Slayer is so nostalgic that, like, there doesn't need to be a part 2. But I do think it'd be great to have a Grandmaster quest, and I do think the Dragonplate body would be a great implementation to the game. Dragon Kite 2 eventually. I'm really big on those things, and the Cove's pretty cool. I just feel like they're coming out too much at once, and the anti-fires, the dragon crossbow, and those bones and the ruins are completely unnecessary. Let me think of, I want to know y'all's opinion. There's obviously no right or wrong, but I'm really scared about this because the polls are passing like 80 to 90%. I don't think there's been one that has failed yet. The lowest is 77%. And I really disagree with a lot of this new content. And I think we need to keep this game old school RuneScape and keep its title worth something. We're starting to make it more RS3 related and no longer old school. There's so much space on Zaya for us to add to in Fossil Island. I don't know why they're really expanding it so quickly, so fast. Old school RuneScape only came out in 2013, so it's just a lot. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I know I don't sound like myself in it, but I feel like it was really necessary to do, and I was really touchy about the subject. Thanks for watching.